Hi everybody, this is a piggyback to the first Colles Fracture update video, kind of like a part 2, because Mr. Brad Y in the comments suggested I make a video, so I thought I would just go down this list that he's suggested of questions, which I don't mind going in and answering them, and if there's anything extra, I'll provide it at the end. He asked to tell how bad it hurts. Right now, it doesn't hurt. The very night, it did hurt. That very first night. But right now, as here's my cast, they give you a hard cast, at least when I went from the original soft cast into the hard cast at the orthopedic. Does it feel better in the cast? I guess so. I mean, it's immobilized, and it's just annoying not being able to move much, but that's so that the bone heals, because initially I was considering not doing surgery, and now I will be doing surgery, as, like, everybody I know, both doctors, a couple of my aunts even, are suggesting I go ahead and get the surgery, as everybody keeps reminding me adult bones are completely different from a middle schooler's bones or a high schooler's bones when those bone breaks, as I've done both others before this one. Let's see. He asks, did it hurt when they set your arm? That one I wouldn't know, because in the night that I was in the emergency room, they put me under sedation and painkillers. As I came in already in pain and really badly nauseous, they gave me a nausea medicine prior to the pain medicine to help counter the effects of that, which, as I said, well, I'm already nauseous, so hopefully that'll help. And they're like, yeah, then that'll work. It will do both. I was like, okay, cool. And, so, let's see, his next question is, does it hurt all the time or start to feel better after a while? And is it sharp or dull? Like I was saying, right now, I'll randomly feel spikes, like pulsing pains, in the spot where the bones were set, and most of the time I just take ibuprofen, especially while I was in the soft cast, as it allows for swelling, for your arm to go up or down in swelling. And they gave me the painkillers from the hospital, which, as I had to go generic, they barely really worked, and only that first couple of days. So mostly I've just been using ibuprofen, as that would help with the swelling. Now, the orthopedic this last time said, based on old studies, that ibuprofen apparently is shown to cause adverse reactions in bone healing times, or bone healing in general. And I was like, okay, are there any updated studies, actual, like, current medical studies involving that, whether did they use mice or rats? And he's like, he looked at me with this look of, like, you would ask that. I was like, I was a partial psychology major, and so it's ideal to know if there's any actual current studies for that. And he said no. I was like, well, that don't help. And, so yeah, back to the list. Broken, as you suggest, I see that you've never broken a bone. That's actually a good thing. Unfortunately, those of us who like to be a little bit more daredevilish, as I can go into the idea about saying, I've had broken bones. I broke this wrist once before in 6th grade, and then I broke this arm in a compound fracture in 8th grade. This one was just being stupid, jumping out of swings. And, like, you know how when kids like to go and jump out of the swing and do a flip? I tried to do it the other way, to see if I could be different. So, unfortunately, all I know is that with how fast and the power of the inertia I had going into it, it flipped me like 20 feet back, and apparently I smashed my hand on a rock. So, that one I was screaming quite a bit, as I'm pretty sure kids would. My friend, she had to ride all the way down there to the house to get my mother to where then we had to ice it, and it turned out to be the pizza guy who could clearly look at my arm and say, oh yeah, she broke it. Y'all need to get to the ER. So that one, I don't remember going under, and by the time I woke up, I was already in a cast. This one, it was 8th grade, trying to go for cheerleading, and I wanted to be the one apart and being able to do full back handsprings. And I was getting around okay as I was practicing at home when it happened, and unfortunately on my second time around, because I was trying to think that if I just go that little bit faster and put that little bit more oomph into it, it'll throw me over enough to where I won't land on my knees. And unfortunately, putting that much more pressure, it snapped. Sorry for the emphasis on my disc, but for Mr. Brad. Now, he's asking is, have you ever wanted to have the cast? I've never wanted to have them, as I've already had them multiple times. They're not really fun, and especially now as I'm an adult, everybody keeps telling me now I get to do physical therapy afterwards. So, and there's thankfully a lot of videos that I've been watching about what to expect once, because I've still been concerned about if I'm going into a hard cast or a soft cast so that I can start PT like right afterwards. Surgery is what I'm going into on Tuesday. Pardon me. Tuesday is my surgery date. So we'll see how that goes, as I'm currently going to be out of work for 2 months. So, and we'll see how things go after that. If anybody else has any extra questions, feel free to ask. I hope you guys have a nice day. Bye.